insect and plant based diet. And after collecting the scat samples, I have done the 16S metagenomics in the lab, and then I done the bioinformatic analysis, which includes quality assessment, trim and filters, and I have done the high quality reads with QIIME2 and denoising with the DADA2 and taxonomic assignments with the Silver2 138 database. Okay. So here is my result. What we found, like we have found the Escherichia shigella major in all the species, whether it is a plant-based diet or the insect-based diet. And you can see that Turicibacter here in first IP1, IP2 and IP3 were insect and plant-based diet, and the second P1, P2, P3 was only a plant-based diet, which means they are having only plant material as their food. Okay. So here is a summary of my result, that in insect and plant-based diet, I have found Turicibacter and Enterococcus highly in the insect and plant-based diet, which are responsible for the chitin degradation, and Alistips, which were 112 counts, they produce BCFS, branch chain fatty acids, as a matching in insectivorous metabolism, where plant-only diet group involves Lactococcus and Vepsilla, which are lactic acid fermenters, which can digest the lactose fermenting from the plant sugars. Okay, so here is my discussion, in which we can clearly see that sloth bears have very flexible microbiota, which means they can shift from proteolytic to saccharolytic on the basis of their food they are having. And dominant taxa was Escherichia shigella, which means it doesn't mean that Escherichia shigella will be dominant in all the sloth bear. It means in the particular sloth bear from the samples where I have collected in Jessore Sanctuary, they are high in abundance, and Turicibacter was the key biomarker, as they are responsible for the protein degradation. Okay, as a conclusion, I just want to say that sloth bears are feeding on different food, bacteria, termite and ants. So we don't have to just save the forest, we have to save the entire ant colony, termite mounds, and the fruiting. We have to plant fruiting tree species so they can survive on that. So this was just a very small portion of my study to present here. And for this, I would like to acknowledge my co-author Vrunda and Nishit, my mentor Barbara, and the WCB Research Foundation, who has sponsored us to come here from all the way Gujarat to here, and my university, Bhakta Kavi Narsimha Mehta University. And this is my email. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sahyadri. Any questions from audience? I will have one question.
Yes.
So you mentioned that it's a macrophagous
yes,
food habit.
Yes.
So there may be a chance of that insects, especially the termites
yes,
and the ants, they release toxins. So whether it will affect the microbiota.
Yes, that is the main question that I am also working on. I am working on the sloth bear from last 2 years, and that is my first question, that termite has many toxin materials, and sloth bear do not have incisors. They are not chewing the food, they are sucking the food. So termites will go in their gut, the live termite will go in their gut. So it is my question also, because they have so much toxin like alpha nepthalon and many toxin materials. So I am still working on it, but there is one thing that sloth bear has in their kidney. There is 21 lobes, so it will filter 21 times, and there will be some bacteria who will degrade the toxin materials from the sloth bear gut. So I'm still working on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next presenter is Ganesh Bhatt, and his topic is habitat suitability modeling for Bengal tiger using Maxent in the central western Ghats of Karnataka, India.
Respected chairperson and co-chairperson, all the delegates, the organizers, senior researchers who have come from different areas. Yeah, I'm going to talk on habitat suitability modeling for the Royal Bengal tiger in the central western Ghats of Karnataka. To be precise, my area of study is Kudremukh Protected Area Network. That includes Kudremukh National Park, Someshwara Wildlife Sanctuary, and Mukambika Wildlife Sanctuary. So why I choose that area? Because some time back I was the Deputy Conservator of Forest in Kudremukh region, and the government was allocating resources for tiger conservation, because somewhere in 2013 or 14 it was in principle declared tiger reserve. So we foresters, we were in confusion where to allocate the funds given by the government. So we are not knowing exactly which are the areas where tiger is inhabiting and which are the areas which are suitable or likely to be suitable for the animal. Okay. As you all know, there is tremendous pressure on the forest and wildlife habitat due to several developmental projects, as well as encroachment, mining, and other issues. There is an habitat, there is habitat loss is increasing, and on the same side, we also foresters, we have a lot of pressure to conserve, to consolidate whatever we have as on this date. So a lot of conversion to plantations and intensive land uses, to degrading habitat quality, specifically in the central western Ghats where I'm talking. A lot of coffee estates and tea estates, there the management, it is not in the same way as it was say a decade back. So more of intensive management has come in. So this is affecting the wildlife. Of course, the plantations, they can support to some extent smaller carnivores and herbivores, but larger animals like flagship fish like tiger and elephant, they can't survive in the this plantation. So why the change I have noticed in the areas is earlier normal fencing people used to go, but now it is replaced by power fencing, wherein animals cannot move from one area to another. So tiger habitats are again in the Western Ghats region. If I specifically talk, they are very important. They have very good, very crucial watershed services to the society. Rising human presence increased the conflicts and has weakened the long-term conservation initiatives. So to have an ideal practice, we need to identify the core habitats which are at risk. We need to guide the land use planning towards wildlife friendly agroforestry practices, provide evidence for targeted mitigations like corridor fencing, compensation schemes. We need to provide maps for ecosystem service, which is very important. As on this date, we are not concerned, not serious about the ecosystem service the Central Western Ghats region is offering. So my study area, as I told, typically it's the Central Western Ghats. There are 3 protected areas. Down below it is the Kudremukh National Park, then Someshwara and Mukambika Wildlife Sanctuary. So I will not go in detail about the vegetation elevation. All 3 protected areas have a lot of similarities with respect to the vegetation, topography and elevation. but there are slighter difference, like Kudremukh National Park is dominated by Shola, what I can say, Shola grassland complex, and that component is almost missing in the Mukambika. The Someshwara, it lies in between the two protected areas, which has got the characteristic of both the deciduous and evergreen component. So why I have chosen this area is most of the habitat suitability studies using remote sensing GIS it is done largely in tiger reserves. So I am of the opinion that when the area is already declared as a tiger reserve, where the forest managers, they know where are our animals, there's no need to again dwell upon which are the areas suitable. So as on this date, it is done in Kanna, entire Tarai area, in Karnataka also, Bhadra, Nagarhola, it's all done, Madhumala it is done. So I have chosen a secondary area, I can say, but which has got potential for future tiger conservation. There are statistical implications why this area with low tiger presence, poor tiger occupancy, there are statistical restrictions. In spite of that, I try to do my work, modeling work with Maxent. Okay. I used the Maxent version 3.4.4, which is the latest version, along with ArcMap with RStudio. Number of replicates, it's a bootstrap cross validation procedure with 1000 replicates were used. Model evaluation was done by jackknife test and validation by measuring the area under the curve, that is the area under receiver operating characteristic curve. Variable importance was quantified through percent contribution and permutation importance matrix. So for the study, for the modeling purpose, I chosen some topographic variate, some biotic covariates, some climatic covariates, and anthropogenic covariates. For all the for each of the covariate, the raster raster maps are prepared. Like for this is one of the covariate, that terrain ruggedness index. It's called TRI. So values also I have quoted from the lowest to highest. So each of the cell has got its own value. So
Sir,
it's
sorry
all
to interrupt due to lack of time. Please wind up here.
Okay. So not problem is because of this one, it's not going fast. Otherwise, I would have. So this is the distance from water. Only the larger streams, the rivers and water bodies, large water bodies, dams, it was taken into consideration. Not the smaller streams, smaller water holes located lying inside the forest. So this is the biotic. This is one of the covariate. It's called normalized difference water index. It's a measure which differentiate the wetness and the dryness in the ecosystem. So distance from open forest. This is the herbivore density. So I have not calculated herbivore density for each of the species. All the reason being the area is very poor, that has got low herbivore density. I pooled the density for all the species and calculated. This is the vegetation map. So human footprint also calculated. There are fewer areas where human footprint is more because of those falls in either trekking areas or some pilgrimage areas. Otherwise, the whole of area has very low footprint. So input is like this. All the presence location of tiger I have taken for the 7 years, whatever the tiger presence locations in the study area. it is the input is in the form of .csv, and all the covariates were input is in the form of .sky format. So data is analyzed in version 3.4.4 Maxent. So the result is out of nearly 1,500 square kilometer area, the 3 protected area makes 1,500 square kilometer area. Only nearly 300 square kilometer area is found suitable. I am not talking about very high suitable. So that area is suitable for the tiger. So this area lies in the southern central part of Kudremukh National Park and part of northeastern part of the Someshwar Wildlife Sanctuary. Very few scattered spots are found in the northern part of Mukambika Wildlife Sanctuary. Otherwise, Mukambika has almost negligible suitable area. So this is the percentage contribution as far as suitability is concerned. All the parameters, covariates, they follow the normal trend except for the water bodies. So here, the next slide. Here you see the suitability. It increases with the distance from the water body. Normally, it should increase. Normally, the animal should be concentrated near the water body. But here the reverse trend is observed. The reason being the Kudremukh is rich in water resource, and the map we incorporated, it included only the larger streams and water bodies. Hence, that is the only parameter which is not following the normal trend. The rest all parameters, they are acceptable in terms of other research findings. Yeah, this already I explained. So this the 300 square kilometer area in Kudremukh National Park, it need to be conserved, protected, because this because it is linked to a functional wildlife corridor that is connecting Kudremukh National Park with Pushpagiri Wildlife Sanctuary. So in my official capacity also, for laying this widening of the national highway, that Mangalore is on, I have incorporated my findings. So in future, this the corridor between that is very important if we want to build up the tiger population in Kudremukh National Park. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any questions? We'll take only one question. Any quick questions?
That's very important. That's initially I told statistical limitation. So I could get only 28 presence locations in 7 years. Model, it is the area under the curve that it is value is 0.9. It is statistically acceptable and standard error is 0.49, which is very much acceptable. If that is not, then I would not have accepted the result. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh, sir.
Thank you.
So the next speaker is.
Question. The point you have pointed, 9 point or something like that, a frequency of that one?
Pardon?
Frequency of the point what you have located the tiger site, no?
Yeah.
Frequency.
Yeah, that's what I took the data for 7 years. 2015 to 2000, I will tell you, 2015 to 2022. And it is not annual, it is biannual. Every 2 years data I have taken the present location.
Frequency. How frequently they used to come?
It is not fixed.
It's not fixed.
Like one individual which starts from the southernmost edge of the park and moves almost up to say 120 kilometers. So it is not fixed, but its route is fixed. The movement path, I can say, stretch, it's fixed.
So how you are tracing that one path?
No, I have put the camera traps spread across the entire study area, And based on, I kept it for 30 days, and wherever I got, I mapped their routes and other things. They're not time bound. I mean, in rainy season, their movement is slow. Probably they go out, but in summer, their movement is more frequent.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So the next person is Sandesh S. Bharadwaj. His topic is on urban ecology of leopards in Mysore Taluk, a spatial and field-based assessment of conflict hotspots.
So, good afternoon, everyone. First time. First slide. It last. Slide one. Inine. So, my topic is urban ecology of leopards, and I'll be presenting one objective from my master's dissertation. So I'm doing this project under the guidance of Dr. Vadiraj KT and Dr. Harsha sir. So we know that leopards are highly adaptable animals. So they move around between forest area, urban landscapes, and all. As a result, human leopard conflict is increasing, especially in the peri-urban areas. So the question I asked was, where exactly are these conflicts concentrated, and what is driving them? So the core problem is natural forests meet agriculture and residential zones. So livestock, stray dogs, and poultry farms are set up near the human settlements. And Mysore city is growing rapidly, and it is growing into the traditional leopard territory. And there are also retaliatory killings and fear-based persecution. Next slide. Next slide. So my study area is Mysore Taluk. We can see this landscape is this landscape is very unique. There are built up areas, and the city is expanding. These are the peri-urban areas, and we have forest areas that includes parts of Nagarhole and Bandipur. We have agricultural lands and all. So this creates a high risk for interface. Next slide. So our objective was to identify the spatial hotspots, assess the landscape drivers, and quantify anthropogenic attractants, and inform conservation strategy. Next slide, please. So I used a two-step approach. One is three-step. Sorry. One is data collection. We collected leopard sighting records from the Forest Department from 2023 to 2025. Then we georeferenced the occurrence points into GIS, and we collected satellite imagery and topographic data for our QGIS layers. So we did kernel density estimation in QGIS to understand or to create the hotspots, so this we also did field validation. We got 6 hotspots, and we visited all the 6 sites to understand the habitat type, vegetation cover, and land use. So this map shows the leopard hotspots. There are 6 hotspots, that is outside the city, in the peri-urban areas especially. And this means that leopard presence is clustered, and it is predictable. So here are the key findings. These hotspots are concentrated in the northeast and southwestern urban fringes. It is correlating with agricultural and open land areas, and it is very near to to the urban and forest interface areas. Our results from the field validation are out of 6 sites, 83%, that is 5 out of 6 sites had livestock present, and in all the sites, stray dogs were present, and half of the sites had poultry or garbage dumped, and 67%, that is 4 out of 6 sites, had very recent sightings. Next slide. So this also means that the conflict is manageable. So these are the this is the habitat distribution. So majority were the urban farms in the peri-urban areas, and from our spatial pattern findings, we got 3 hotspot belts in the central west part of the city, in the study area, southern fringe and northeast cluster. Next slide. So these were the priority or actions that we recommend in these areas. Also, the strategic mitigation priorities is to control the stray dog population and protect the livestock, and proper waste management is necessary. We see a lot of waste being dumped in the peri-urban areas of Mysore. That is one of the major driver for the conflict. Next slide. So the field evidence, you can see waste being dumped. This is a major hotspot, poultry farming and agricultural land. So yeah, to conclude, in Mysore Taluk, leopard occurrences are not random, and they're clustered in peri-urban agricultural zones, and open land and moderate vegetation cover at the urban forest interface. They create ideal conditions for the leopards to come. And we as a community, we can have some awareness programs or community-based monitoring for long-term coexistence. And yeah, anthropogenic drivers as discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandesh. Any questions from audience? Only one question is allowed. If no questions, thank you, Sandesh.
Thank you, sir.
So the next person is Soumya BN, and our topic is seasonal assessment of copper concentration in Linganmakki backwaters, Karnataka, India. Is there she? Soumya BN. Okay, we'll move on. So the next person is Alankrita Sharma, and our topic is strengthening policy practice linkages for riverine biodiversity conservation through stakeholders capacity development. So the next person is Kushi, and our topic is field-based evaluation of coffee white stem borer infestation patterns, development stages, and edaphic environmental variables. So, and the last person is Lakshmi. So please, you give your pen drive, add your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Kushidia. I am studying in second year MSc Zoology in IDST College, Chikmagalur. I am presenting my project on field-based evaluation of coffee white stem borer infestations patterns, developmental stages, and influence of edaphic and environmental variables. Introduction. Coffee is one of the most economical important plants crop cultivated in the worldwide. The larva borer into the stems, wilting and yield reductions and plant mortality. Therefore, this study focus on infestation patterns, developmental stages, and sustainable pest management in coffee plantation. Objectives: to observe the documents of the life cycle stages and analyze the symptoms and damage patterns caused by infestations. To evaluate the economic impact of infestations in terms plant damage and yield reduction. Materials and methodology. The field study was conducted in selected Arabica coffee plantations of Chikmagalur district in our surroundings Aldur, Dhonagudige and Bannur, and also in CCRI I conducted was areas. The field and survey sampling. When I was go to visiting of the areas and I am studying in the types of the plants and the stem dissection study, the larval tunnels and pupal chambers and wilting of the leaves. The collection and observation and developmental stages. The first is egg, the first instar larva and second instar larva. It is the pupal chamber and the adult emergence in white stem borer. Result and discussion. The borehole, the infestations, and it is the pupal chambers and wilting of the leaves. The larval stage caused the maximum damage by the tunneling inside the tissues and disrupting water and nutrient transport. It is the management. The study area I was in my home. It is the improper management and it is the proper management. Then the proper manage in the it is the proper management. Conclusions. When we use the proper management, they have yield reductions of the coffee plants. In the improper management, it doesn't need the reduced of the coffee plantations. Thank you.
Thank you, Kushi. Any questions? Okay, thank you, Kushi. If there is no question, thank you. And the last presenter is Lakshmi. And our topic is roasting behavior and diurnal activity of Pteropus medius in Chikmagalur region.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lakshmi KM. I am pursuing my master's in zoology from IDST Government College, Chikmagalur. Today I am presenting my work on roosting behavior and diurnal activity of Pteropus medius in Chikmagalur district. So this Pteropus medius is also called as Indian flying fox one of the world's largest bat species. These megachiropterans possessing a wingspan up to 1.2 to 1.5 meter, and these are frugivorous bat, which means feeds on fruits and nectar. And these bats relies on their acute vision and olfactory rather than echolocation like Mycochiropteran. These bats play a vital role in ecological engineering by seed dispersal and pollination and helping soil enrichment and nutrient cycle. So these are the 4 basic objectives. First one is to identify the plant species which was used by Pteropus medius, and observe and document the Pteropus medius daytime activity, and quantify the time budget of Pteropus medius emerging and ingression. Last one, to assess behavioral response to the anthropogenic and natural disturbance. So, this study was taken from to the active sites in 3 regions of Chikmagaluru district. First one is IDST Government College campus, Chikmagaluru, and both are located in Kadur town area. First one is Dotpete and second one is Lakshmisha Nagar. Binocular and camera were used to observe and document it. Population size was assessed through a combination of direct and indirect count during the emergence. And biosafety protocol was followed to avoid zoonotic diseases. So when I observed their roosting trees, host plants, I found that in those 3 active sites, 118 trees are present and 8 species and 4 families, which holds 5,488 individual bats, and most of the bat roost in the Acacia auriculiformis and Acacia simia. This shows that strong preference to the Fabaceae trees. Daytime activity like sleeping or yawning, tongue rotating, social behavior like grooming, and mother and pup take caring. These are activities seen, and most probably wing flapping and thermoregulation were seen during afternoon hours. Emergence, these Pteropus medius emergence at 6:45 to 7:10 hours. These are some videos where honeybees disturb them, and noise pollution which causes them to fly or shift their roostings, and electrocution is the main problem to them due to their large wingspan. In my observation, or according to my site, buffer zone and silent zone and rich environment, mainly insulated power lines, should be implicated in all roosting places, near roosting places. Conclusion: their high Fabaceae trees host plants select that they are selected species, and their directional, they move always western. In my according to my observation under my site, these bats always move to the Chandradrona hill direction. So it states that they have strong root foraging connectivity and anthropogenic effect on their roost surviving skills. Thank you.
Thank you. Now Anybody have questions? If there is no questions, we will move to next speaker.
Thank you, Lakshmi. So the next person is Tej Timmaya, and his topic is utilization of e-waste, that is discard mobile phones for bird diversity monitoring. So this will be the last speaker for this technical session.
Good afternoon, all. So, I'm Tej Timayan from JSS under the guidance of Divya J. Ma'am. I'm working on repurposing and utilization of e-waste into biodiversity conservation or explorational studies. So, to make it easier, I have chosen discarded mobile phones because these mobile phones have larger potential than just use and throw once you're buying a new gadget. Mostly these add up to e-waste. So this is I aim to learn more about your surroundings, but by utilization of e-waste, particularly mobile phones. So basically how it is done is, so you have, as Dr. Gururajan spoke in the morning about, in the afternoon about how bioacoustics is playing a major role. These mobile phones come with built-in mics and also internet capabilities and memory capabilities, also inbuilt batteries. So these key features started me thinking about why not use this into monitoring of birds, because there are many applications majorly used to assess bird biodiversity, one of which I am also using for the AI model, that is bird.net. It has a high repository and also a high detection rate, successful detection rates. So as we know, e-waste is very catastrophic for environment. It can lead to water pollution, soil pollution, heavy metal contamination in wildlife. Also, its radiation poses a major threat for genetic mutations as well. So why birds? So basically, birds can also be used as indicative species. They have a major role in pest control, also dispersion of seeds, and these are two major roles when it comes to environment. And understanding these can give us a broader picture of what our ecosystem is, like what species linked to what propagation of plants and trees and flowers. So this is how I've upscaled it. So basically you can't just use the mobile phone from trash and then directly utilize it. So there's a power bank attached for extending its battery life, because as per studies or a small survey where I asked people why they're buying new phones at phone stores, they told the battery life is low, so they want to upgrade and buy a new phone. So there's one power bank attached to it. In further implementation, we will be having solar panels on top so that it recharges and human intervention will be very low. And then we have a mobile phone, and then the mobile phone is connected to shotgun mics with wind mufflers. And then we just have a plyboard on top to prevent it from any weather interferences. So it's a minimal cost project. The whole setup that you can see here just costed me 2,500 rupees. So the pipeline is how it works. So basically the shotgun mic picks up the audio sample from the surrounding. So this runs 24/7. There is no gap or missing data point. So it runs for 24 into 7. Only when the bird species is successfully identified, it will send me the file that it identified and also the name of the species. How it happens is that it records. There is a AI model, as I mentioned, bird.net, that is compiled, that identifies the bird species, and then pre-recognition of audio, there is amplification of sound and gain. So this helps us identify birds with higher accuracy. Even if the bird is very far, it will identify. To avoid repetition of species, we have coded it in such a way that if a same species is identified within 30 minutes, that species is ignored or neglected until the next 30 minute is over. Once the 30-minute cycle is over, then again new recycling or the new cycle starts and the species are counted. Yeah. So this is how processing looks like. So this is the raw data. All the data is sent from the mobile phone without human intervention directly to my Google Sheets. And then we have a small data dashboard which shows how many devices are online and how many is offline. And then this is the overview how the data looks. The peak hours, like this is 24 hours, recent 24 hours you can say. And then the top species that you have, top 10. You can increase the number to whatever extent you want, top 30, top 40, but this is just for top 10. And then this is how you manually check it as well. So audio you play it and then you can verify. Yeah, so these are the key points what enable the model to run, that is AI. The community is that, so we can have how many ever phones are here, or everybody can be a sample point. It doesn't have to be like discarded phones only. You can use the app, so I can send the app so zip file that can be installed in any device and you can keep the phone for 1 hour, 2 hours without using it, it will do its job. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you Tej Timaya. So any clarifications or questions from audience?
What extent the reliability of
So currently the confidence is at 80%. So the rest 20% is being tuned up by using different mics. So basically we are having few range of mics. So as you invest on good quality mics which are very sensitive or very accurate, they give us a very high rate of success. So right now we are at 80%. We are also trying to do software enhancement like gain and modulation and also noise reduction, so that the ambient wind noise or rain noise or insect noise can be taken out. So that is how we are working to fix that 20% of false detections.
In a single time, if there are multiple individuals, whether it will account it for that one or not?
So such samples, as I said, there is 30 minutes of a cycle. So let's say, yeah. So let's say the loudest, so when two birds called, let's say the parakeet and crow. So the parakeet was louder. So first it will take the parakeet and then it will detect crow. So basically once the parakeet is detected, for the next 30 minutes, parakeet is not detected. So then other species will be detected. So it gives up, like, you know, the model more focus on detecting one species at a time. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tej Timaya. So with this, we conclude the technical session 4. And onset of this, personally, I thank the organizing committee and especially Professor Vijay Kumar sir for inviting me to chair this session. Thank you, sir. And also I thank the co-chairperson, Veeresh sir. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the engaging session. Now I request Professor Vijay Kumara, Chairman, Department of Wildlife and Management, to felicitate the chairperson and co-chairperson. Thank you, sir. So we now begin the technical session 5, the final technical session of this conference. For this session, we are privileged to have eminent plenary speaker, Shri Siddharth Shetty. So we welcome you on the dais, sir. Shri Siddharth Shetty is a wildlife filmmaker originally from Mangalore, currently working with a UK-based independent production company in Bristol, United Kingdom. He has contributed to natural history and factual production for major international platforms, including Netflix, BBC, National Geographic, ITV, and others. During his masters in wildlife filmmaking, Siddharth returned to India to document a story he had long been familiar with, that is human-elephant conflict, drawing from his personal connection to the landscape and communities. He set out to capture the ground realities and complexities involved in such situations. His documentary Ane Para explores coexistence through the lens of solitary elephant, alongside the communities and forest officials navigating the conflict. Alongside his work in television, Siddharth is passionate about telling Indian documentary stories, bringing local real-world narratives to a global audience while blending genres to engage new viewers. We welcome you, sir, and I'm handing over the dais to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being part of this, and it's an honor to be here and showcase my film. I'm originally from Mangalore, but a couple of years back, I went to UK to pursue Masters in Wildlife Filmmaking. So for my final film to present as a thesis, I did this film Anepara, which basically shows the ground reality of what's happening with the elephants and what the forest department does in order to mitigate the problem. So yeah, please have a look, and we'll get back to this later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the meaningful documentaries. If you have any questions to ask to Shri Siddharth Shetty, it's open for discussion. No questions?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರೇ, ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಆನೆ ಮೊದಲು ಇದ್ದ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ ಆನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರ್ತಿಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಆನೆನ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆನೆನ ಗುರ್ತಿಸ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು. ಆನೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ ಆನೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಸರ್
ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಸಾರಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ ಆನೆಗಳು, ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಬಾಗಿಲಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಆನೆಗಳು, ನನ್ನ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಆನೆಗಳು ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಹಿತಿನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಉತ್ತರ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇವಾಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 4-5 ಇಯರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಫಿಲ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 2 ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ಆನೆದು ಸೈಡಿಂದ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಜನರಿದ ಸೈಡಿಂದ ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಪರಿಹಾರ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಆನೆಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಮನೆ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಅವರ ಹೋಮ್ ಟೆರಿಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಸೊ ಅದರ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಅವರ ಜಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾವೆ.
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ನೀವು, ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇದಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಆನೆಗಳ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋದರೂ ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಕಡೆ ತಿರುಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಆನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಹಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ ಆನೆಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. 5.5 ಅಡಿ ಕೋರೆ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಬ ಥರ ಇದೆ. ನನಗೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ 12 ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆ ಥರದ ಆನೆಗಳು, ತುಂಬನೇ ಆನೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ 7 ಆನೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಟಾಟಾ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಒಂದಿನ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದು 2 ಆನೆ, ಇವರು ಒಂದೇ ಆನೆ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಕೋರೆ ಇರೋದು. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತ. ಆಸ್ ಅ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮೇಕರ್ ನಮ್ಮದು ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಾವು 2 ಸೈಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್.
ಓಕೆ,
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Harish, sir, to kindly honor the speaker with a token of gratitude. Sir, once again. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next session, it is my pleasure to welcome our esteemed speaker, Dr. Vasant Kumar. Sir, we welcome you on the dais, sir. I would like to introduce our speaker to the gathering. Dr. Vasant Kumar is a zoologist, educator and science communicator, currently serving as a professor and head of the Department of Zoology at Sir M.V. Government Science College, with nearly 3 decades of teaching and research experience in ecology, environmental biology, aquatic ecology and animal sciences. He has made a significant contribution to higher education and scientific outreach through the publication of more than 70 research papers in national and international journals and over 400 popular science articles in Kannada. He has authored and co-authored numerous undergraduate textbook and reference book on ecology, fisheries, aquaculture, environmental science and ecosystem management, widely used in the academic institutions. It's our pleasure to have you with us, sir, today. We welcome you to the gathering and I'm handing over the dais to you.
Read this.
So good afternoon to all. Before commencing my presentation, I would like to recall what the Shetty sir was shown the ground reality of the capturing the elephant in contrast with the conflict between the elephant and the human beings. Morning I told to someone in the discussion, it is not a conflict. Exactly how we are entered already in the core area of their habitat. With the destruction of the habitat, definitely we have lost their homes. Naturally, whether wild or trained one, when they are not getting their space to live and to complete their life-sorted activity, naturally, where it may be, elephant, tiger, cheetah, something, they enter into the human dwelling areas. What we are discussing since from the many decades, it is a conflict. It is not conflict, the conflict exactly that we have near to their core area. So naturally, when we have disturbed their homes, then naturally they enter into our dwelling area. We are there in their dwelling area and they are approaching the human dwelling areas. Right now we are claiming that it is disturbing our property, it is killing the human beings, etc., etc. With that, I wanted to add one person he has asked the question, the number. It is a number game, if I am correct. It is a number game only, because showing the number is different, reality is different. Reality, that is the wilder. Number in the book or in the papers. It is very difficult whether a forest officials or the social workers or those officials who are working with that, they knew that one, the reality of the ground reality of the wilderness. That they cannot create it and show it, this is the ground reality, because they are working 24/7. By keeping their lives for the cause of to safeguard both wildlife as well as the human life, because both lives are very important and valuable. So coming to my plenary talk, before commencing that one, I wanted to divide the biodiversity, the strategies, by recalling again the yesterday few speakers, they spoken about how we can understand the biodiversity and the strategies which we have made since from a decade, because that we can understand in the 3 to 4 the segments. Prior to the independent period, before independent period and the Vedic period, as it is mentioned in the Chanukya's Kautilya Arthashastra, Aranyaka, that was began with the understanding the forest. Then when the forest was understood through the Aranyaka, till what the regulations are made through the judicials, that is acts, Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Act, etc., that has come to that level. In spite of having we have a very respect, and also we have a sacredness toward the forest. People knew that one. If we are disturbing the forest, definitely it is going to affecting all of us and the entire life or the biosphere. It is going to become a very pushing to the critical conditions. In that connection, biodiversity conservations. Basically, why we have to conserve the life? Biodiversity means a life on the earth. Why we have to conserve? If the conservation are not made at different levels, we knew that one, it is there in the books, it is there in the literature, it is there in the research papers, it is there in every literature. Biodiversity conservation, when the contest comes there. Conservation is a part and parcel of the all life sorted. The life is there on the biosphere. If the conservation is not there, it may be the conservation of the faunastic or the floristic. Definitely no hopes for the tomorrow's life, because life, what resources are available, it is not meant for the what life right now it is existing, because conservation takes us that resources should available for the future also. That's how the conventions or the different laws through the judiciary, that how we are seeing in terms of the conventions of a different. So interestingly, we have to recall here, as a part of discussion I'm telling, when the conventions are made, conferences are different, conventions are different. In the conventions, usually the developing countries or underdeveloped countries and developed countries, how categories are made. Usually developed countries, they put on all the things which arises out of the underdeveloped country or developing country. They are blaming, they are putting all the issues on their head. For example, Kyoto Agreement is there. What Kyoto Agreement is there? Of course, it was made before that, the Earth Summit, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit also. So that convention has taken the decision that cleaning of the environment, what cleaning? The carbon cleaning. Then people realize, is it carbon footprint? We are responsible. The developed countries are not responsible. Like that, many questions are arised by the small countries. And who has to answer that one? And no one. So that we accepted. Of course, India, not all conventions they have agreed, though after decision making in the convention, they took I'm telling with reference to the Indian context, after the 4 to 5 years, again, the re-regulations are what you call it as a editing of that one and accepted, because we are not only the countries, underdeveloped countries or developing countries or developed countries, equally all are responsible when the carbon footprint or the carbon emission comes, either with respect to the protecting our stratosphere with regard to the ozone layer or whatever it may be, when it comes to the mercury, the pollution in the Minamata. So how the heavily marine, the ecosystem was drastically affected, and that how transmission of those effects, generation after generation, people are suffering out of that. Then to whom we have to make who is the culprit? No one. Again, the convention only. After the 5 years, once again, new convention will come and people gather, make a summit, they make a decisions, and with some acceptance, not acceptance, then ultimately it is history, in the history only. Please, next. So these are some of the usually considered as the 3 different levels of the biodiversity, of course. Genetic diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. Of course, from the theoretical input, we are making the classically, each ecosystem is unique. Species are born to have a unique characteristic feature, that is a species. Then the genetic diversity comes, definitely genetic variations. Because of the variations, the genetic diversity is there among the species, between the species, and how between the different groups of the organisms which are thriving on the different ecosystem and which are continuing. Then when the question comes, how the variations is carrying from the generation to the generation regard to the conservation point of view or protecting them from the point of the different aspects. Next please. Next please. Of course, values, we know that. Because of that only all we have gathered here to discuss value. Where it is there? Values in the book, values in the paper, values in the convention, values in the laws. And nobody knows that what is the values. Simply we are telling that tiger has entered in the human dwelling areas, elephant has damaged the coffee plantation, so and so. More than that, what we have made the laws to the wild animals, that we cannot equate it with the either rupees or dollars or maybe in other terms. Next. More than that. Next. Because of all these values, collectively I can put it in a one word, that values. Because of the values, how biodiversity has to be conserved, has to be protected, not only for the present generation. My concern is there, all these, the assets, all these, what resources are there, it is not meant for the only present generation. It is there for the future generation, that how we have to think it over that. If you are thinking that whatever the gold is there right now as a resource, petrol is there right now, what as a resource, it is meant for us only. It is not like that. That resource, of course, value, we need to understand that resource is meant for the future generation also. By keeping in view, of course, different technologies we have experienced and how we are using that one to mitigate the problems arises out of these things. As a result of that, the conservation from the point of to conserve the resources also very important. Next please. Next please. So how we can make it a chart or the what you call it as the values of the biodiversity in a different level: social, aesthetic, environmental value, productive value, consumptive value. If not today, that value we don't know. X tree is there, X plant is there from the marine or riverine, that we don't know the values of that one. Maybe future, because of the advent of the technology, future that value we realize. Because of that, species of the fish, that species of the bird, that species of the insect, that species of the plant, that we have to conserve it. Because of that, conservation is required, not because what we know it today, the value of the X tree or Y tree or Y plant, Y animal, X animal. Next please. Next please. Next. You go to the second set of slides. Second. So likewise, when we are moving that one, as I told, the conservation point or strategies for the biodiversity conservation that will take us towards the monitoring. Monitoring, of course, it is a big word, or biodiversity itself is a big word. It is a complex word. Because there several issues are there. Several things are there. Social things are there, chemical things are there, and biological things are there. The third one, it is entered in the recent. That's why I wanted to stress on that. In the future, 3 technologies are going to take over all other technologies. One is the information technology, second one is the nanotechnology, third one is the biotechnology. It will take over the rest of all technologies as on date we know that one. Because everywhere, in every field, every aspect, we are going with the advantages what technology is giving us in the monitoring, in the conservations, or in the propagation of any wild animals, etc. In that regard, I wanted to make the highlights of the information technology, how we can make use the best. Some of the things already we heard about from the different speakers, how we can make use the best the artificial intelligence technology as a tool for monitoring and the conservation of the wildlife. That what the beauty of the artificial intelligence in the monitoring of the wildlife. Go to the next level. Not next slide. Next one. AI. Next one. Next. Next one. Next. Go to next. AI is there. Of course, different tools, though those tools are user friendly. Already from the Department of Forest in the Nagaravale National Park, they have implemented some of the tools to monitor and to mitigate the issues related to that. Artificial intelligence play the crucial role in the conservation efforts. Definitely, that how we are witnessing not only in Karnataka, in the neighbor states also, they have implemented some of that, how the database ultimately. Next one. Some of the monitoring tools like camera trap analysis, acoustic monitoring. Next. Image recognitions, genetic identification through the AI application. Next one. Satellite data analysis. That is again the beauty of the AI. The drones and the aerial surveys. Of course, we are seeing the drones are playing a very vital role in the field, not only in the wildlife connected issue, but also resolving some of the issues we human beings can't enter into that core area. Their drones can reach there and to give some solution through the drones associated technology in the monitoring related the issue. Next, please. Surveillance systems, pattern of recognition with respect to the wildlife conservation only. Next. Land use optimization, of course. So we are hearing in the newspaper, media that so many hectares of land has encroached. Who has to monitor it? Whether surveyor has to give so many acres of land was encroached by the so and so? No. Don't do it manually. The technology has come. The technology will give how the land was existed earlier. Now how transformation of the land has turned into a barren land or the cultivable the land. That itself is a witness and it is continuously monitoring. For the information I am adding, AI application, it is not 1 day, 2 days photos. It is based on the continuous data is generating to identify how much land was there and how much land is there over a period of the century or decade or 2 decades or maybe yearly basis. That itself is the witness. Climate change impact also that we can assess it through because several climate change issues which will be impacting on the wildlife related the issues. There through the AI applications that will be monitored scientifically and systematically. Of course, many mobile apps and the chatbots are there, education platforms are there where we can make use the AI application in a better, smarter way. Next, please. Ecological restoration planning, rewilding strategies. Definitely, these AI applications have got the many avenues, many ways are there. Thing is, we need to know rather than the conventional, very manually operating the issues related to the conservation. If you are going with the smarter way of the technologies, definitely the promising kind of a conservation strategies are the applications that is going to be implemented in the each and every corner rather than sitting and making in the paperwork. That is not absolutely because we are in the 21st century and that too we are in the AI era. Next, please. data quality and the bias, and ethical use of AI also counted. Capacity building, there definitely AI promises. Next, please. Future trends of these conservation strategies with respect to the wildlife monitoring. Advancement in the sensor technologies, integration with the traditional ecological knowledge, blending with the traditional knowledge with the advanced, the technological based knowledge. If the blending is there, definitely that is going to become a very easy, and that reduces the manpower, because everywhere we are facing the manpower is not there, manpower is not sufficient like that. But they're promising the information technology is there with the different angles. If you are looking the different angles, definitely we can make use that one in a better and the smarter way, systematically and database. So that's how I can make a conclusion. Conservation of biodiversity and strategies, how we need to know, and we have to understand the what exactly manual kind of the conservations are there, what we are doing. But now we are not in that era, we are there in the era of the artificial intelligence. We can better understand the AI applications in all sectors, not only as a zoologist or a wild biologist, wildlife biologist or botanist or chemist or physicist or whoever it may be. Better understanding of that one in a proper the way. If we are going with that, definitely I feel personally the issues can be handled in a proper the way, rather than showing our finger towards any person, because another finger is showing towards us. Instead of that one, we go with the adapting those applications with a smarter way. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to share some of the views with the participant. I personally thank to Professor Vijay Kumar sir for giving me the opportunity to share my views regarding the biodiversity conservation and the applications of the AI. Thank you one and all. If any near or maybe a short questions, to the best of my understanding of the what these things are there, I can able to. I am not a field biologist, because in the state, in the country, hardly people are there. Field biologist, we have to count it with the number, because all we are sitting in the laboratory, all we are doing that one paperwork or computer work. Hardly, you Google it, definitely you will come to know that how many field biologists are there in the state, in the country. Hardly people are there. Definitely they are going to become an asset to take all of us in guiding in a proper the way. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for the insightful session. The forum is open for discussion. If you have any questions, you can ask the speaker. If there is no questions to the speaker, we will now have a short tea break for 10 minutes. And all are kindly requested to assemble near the registration desk for the tea break. And also, may I request everyone, may I now request our chairman, Professor Vijay Kumara, to felicitate Dr. Hari sir to felicitate the speaker. Thank you, sir. Now we will break for a tea, and also may I request all the participants to kindly occupy the front row for the inaugural, valedictory program. Okay, the valedictory program will start by 4:15. Kindly occupy the front rows.
ಎಲ್ಲ MSc ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಬೇಗ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫೋಟೋ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ MSc ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಅಸೆಂಬಲ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. Next, there will be a photo session for all the participants, delegates. Please be assembled near the stage. I request all the delegates, participants, presenters to assemble near the stage.
ಎಲ್ಲ MSc ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕು.
Sir, I request Sridhar Bhatt sir to come on the stage. Sridhar Bhatt sir. I request all the participants, delegates from other universities and from other states to come near the stage. I request all the chief guests to come on the stage. All the chief guests for the valedictory function to come on the stage to join for a photo session. Professor David sir, RFO Santosh sir, Professor Satyaprakash sir, Professor Tipeswamy sir to come on the stage. I request all the delegates, participants to join the photo session.
I request all the students, participants, delegates, faculty members, researchers, everyone to please join for the photo session, and I request you all to come on the stage, please. Students, participants, researchers, please come on the stage.
I request everyone to come on the stage. So all the participant presenters who are sitting in the hall, please come for the photo session. Please join us for a photo session. I request everyone who is sitting in the hall, please come on the stage. I request everyone to occupy the front rows. Please be seated on the front rows. Good evening to all the respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed professors, distinguished guests, forest officers, resource persons, delegates, research scholars, students, and nature lovers. The future will either be green or not at all. With this powerful thought, we warmly welcome you all to the valedictory function of the National Conference on Human-Wildlife Conflict, Coexistence, and Biodiversity Conservation, HWCCBC 2026.
Over the past 2 days, this conference has become a vibrant platform for science, dialogue, research, and conservation. It reminds us that biodiversity conservation is not only the responsibility of the government or scientists, but shared a responsibility of society. In the end, we will conserve what we love, and we love what we understand, and we understand only what we thought. It says by Baba Diom. This conference has truly strengthened that understanding.
To formally begin this valedictory session, I invite Dr. Pramod A.F. Sir, Faculty, Department of Wildlife and Management, Kuompu University, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests on the dais, esteemed professors, dedicated researchers, participants from the different parts of our country, and my dear students. As we reach the conclusion of our 2 days national conference on human-wildlife conflicts, coexistence, and biodiversity conservation, I stand before you with a sense of immense pride and gratitude. These past 48 hours have been a testament to our shared commitment to one of the most precising challenge of our era. It is my distinct honor to formally welcome you to this valedictory function. It is a privilege to welcome our President for this valedictory function, Professor Vijay Kumara, Organizing Secretary and Chairman, Department of Wildlife and Management. Sir, your vision for this seminar is always a prioritized research that impacts the real world. Under your guidance, this seminar has flourished as a hub for conservation science. We thank you for presiding over this ceremony and for your unwavering support in making this national conference a reality. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. David, sir. As a former professor of zoology at Karnataka University, Dharwad, your academic contributions have shaped the foundation of wildlife studies in our state. Your presence here today bridges the gap between the foundational science and modern application. We are eager to hear your remarks. A very warm welcome to sir. Shri Santosh Surimat, sir, representing the Bhadra Tiger Reserves, you are bringing the voice of the forest to this hall. In our discussion on coexistence, your practical experience as a range forest officer provides the reality check that every research needs, and we thank for your work you do on the front line of the Bhadra landscape. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome Professor Satya Prakash, sir, Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, sir. Your moral support is always with us, sir. Thank you, sir. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome Professor B. Tippeswamy, Professor, Department of Microbiology. To our participants who have come from the various universities and organizations, welcome you. Welcome. Your opinions about the conference segments is perhaps the most vital part of this session. We are here to listen to your feedback and your takeaways. I welcome you all, our esteemed faculty members and organizing committees of this conference. Valedictory functions are often seen as end, but in the context of wildlife conservation, they are a fresh starting point for action. I hope today's closing ceremony serves as a bridge to new collaboration and sustained efforts in the biodiversity protection. Welcome once again to this concluding celebration of knowledge. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm welcome. To give you a brief introduction of our chief guest, now I will invite Mr. Soumya ma'am on the dais, please.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce our eminent chief guest, Dr. M. David, sir. He did his master's in, he did MSc, MP, MA, MPhil, PhD and postdoc in UGC. He started his career as Assistant Director of Fishery in the year 1993 and later joined as an Assistant Professor of Zoology in the year 1998 at Karnataka University, Dharwad, and promoted to Associate Professor, Professor and Senior Professor. Dr. David sir has served as a Chairman of Department of Zoology, Coordinator of Department of Applied Genetics. He worked as a Special Officer Examination, Karnataka University, Dharwad, Director of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Board, Director of Research Development Cell, Karnataka University, Dharwad, Chairman of Institutional Animal Ethical Committee, Karnataka University, Dharwad. He has published more than 172 research articles in international journals, 2 books and 25 book chapters. He has guided 29 doctoral students, 5 MPhil students, and 2 postdoctoral fellows. 6 doctoral students are currently working under his guidance. He has handed over 6 major research projects sanctioned by the central and state government funding agencies such as UGC, DST, and DBT. Dr. M. David Sir is a recipient of many prestigious awards such as Academic Excellence Award 2025, Lifetime Achievement Excellence Award 2025, Fellow Member of RAAST Fellowship Award 2025, Distinguished Scientist Award 2025, Academic Research and Innovation Achievers Award 2025, Lifetime Achievers Award 2025 by the Life Science of Zoology, APJ Abdul Kalam Award 2024 for Outstanding Researchers, Lifetime Achievement Award in Fishery Science in Environmental Toxicology and Nanotoxicology in 2024, Distinguished Scientist Award 2024 in Environmental Biology and Molecular Toxicology, 2024 EAES International Award for Environmental Biology, Eurasian Academic of Environmental Sciences, Outstanding Scientist Award 2021 by UDGOOD Technology Group, Pondicherry, Global Faculty Award 2021. Dr. Davis Sir is currently has an H index of 30 and I index of 79, and his research papers has been cited more than 3,250 times in scientific journals. He is also an achieved member of serving as subject expert in UPSC New Delhi and Karnataka Administrative Services and Karnataka Public Service Commission of Government of Karnataka. He is the governor nominated member of Board of Appointment of Kerala, State Universities Karnataka, State Universities of Kerala, member Board of Studies, member of Board of Studies, Board of Examination, Board of Appointment of Examination, Board of Appointment for many state universities in Karnataka, central and state universities across India. With this brief introduction, I would like to welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A conference is not just an event, it is a collection of ideas that continues beyond the stage. To present the highlights and the journey of this 2 days conference, I invite Mr. Yogananda C., MSc second year student, Department of Wildlife and Management, Kuvempu University, to present our conference report.
Good evening, one and all. It is my privilege and honor to present the conference report of the 2-day national conference on human-wildlife conflict, coexistence, and biodiversity conservation, organized by the Department of PG Studies and Research in Wildlife and Management, Kuvempu University, in association with the Karnataka Forest Department, Chikamagaluru Circle, and Bhadra Tiger Reserve, Chikamagaluru, held on 14th and 15th May 2026 at Basavasabha Bhavan, Kuvempu University. The conference was conducted under the esteemed guidance of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sharath Anantamurthy and was inaugurated by Sri Kumar Pushkar, Indian Forest Service, Principal Chief Conservator of Forests, Wildlife and Chief Wildlife Warden, Karnataka Forest Department. The inaugural function was graced by distinguished dignitaries including Professor T.N. Prakash Kammardi, member of Karnataka State Policy and Planning Commission, Dr. P.S. Harsha, Indian Police Service, wildlife researcher and IGP, Ballari Range, Shri Yashpal Kshirsagar, Indian Forest Service, Conservator of Forests, Chikamagaluru Circle, and Shri Hemant N., Indian Administrative Service, Registrar, Kuvempu University. In his physical absence, he conveyed his best wishes for the successful conduct of the conference. During the inaugural session, the dignitaries collectively emphasized the urgent need for collaborative, science-based, and socially inclusive approaches towards wildlife conservation and coexistence. Shri Yashpal Kshirsagar, Indian Forest Service, in his introductory remarks, highlighted that the long-term conservation success depends upon strengthening cooperation between forest departments, researchers, local communities, and academic institutions. Professor Vijaya Kumara, organizing secretary of the conference, emphasized the importance of meaningful scientific dialogue and academic engagement in addressing the growing challenges of human-wildlife conflict. Shri Kumar Pushkar, Indian Forest Service, in his inaugural address, stressed that coexistence can only be achieved through ecological responsibility, scientific management, and participatory conservation involving all stakeholders. Professor T.N. Prakash Kammardi spoke about the need to balance biodiversity conservation with developmental priorities through sustainable environmental policies and responsible governance. Dr. Honnavalli N. Kumara encouraged young researchers and students to contribute actively towards evidence-based conservation research and field-oriented ecological studies. The Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sharath Anantamurthy, in his presidential remarks, highlighted the important role of universities and higher educational institutions in promoting the environmental awareness, research excellence, and sustainable futures. The conference witnessed enthusiastic participation from academicians, professors, researchers, forest officials, conservationists, students, and delegates representing nearly 30 institutions. From different parts of the country, a total of 145 delegates actively participated in the conference. Around 40 oral presentations and 52 poster presentations, both offline and online, were presented during the scientific sessions, reflecting the growing scientific interest and research contributions in the field of wildlife conservation and coexistence. Day 1 of the conference commenced with an insightful keynote address by Dr. Honnavalli N. Kumara, Principal Scientist, SACON, Coimbatore, who provided a comprehensive overview of human-wildlife conflict in Karnataka and emphasized the coexistence is possible only through understanding animal behavior, landscape-level conservation planning, and active community participation. The post-lunch technical session featured eminent experts from diverse fields of wildlife science and conservation. Shri Sanjay Gubbi, through his lecture titled Living with the Leopard, highlighted the realities and challenges of sharing landscapes with large carnivores and emphasized the importance of public awareness and coexistence-oriented conservation approaches. Dr. Harsha P.S. discussed the increasing scenarios of human-tiger conflict in Nagarhole, Bandipur, and BRT tiger reserves, while also stressing the need for effective habitat management and conflict mitigation strategies. Dr. Tammaya C.K. elaborated on the patterns and drivers of human-elephant conflict in Karnataka and emphasized the importance of scientific planning, early warning systems, and community-based conservation approaches. Dr. Harish Prakash presented an interesting perspective on animal behavioral adaptations of wildlife in anthropogenic environments through a study on burrowing ghost crabs, highlighting how changing human landscapes influence animal decision-making and survival. The first day also included vibrant oral and poster presentation sessions involving research scholars, students, academicians, and faculty members from various universities and institutions. These sessions provided an excellent platform for scientific interaction, interdisciplinary discussions, and exchange of innovative research ideas. The technical sessions were effectively guided by esteemed chairpersons, co-chairpersons, and judges who expertise observations and valuable inputs greatly enriched the quality of the conference. The cultural program conduct on the evening of day 1 added color, enthusiasm, and cultural spirit to the conference proceedings. The organizing committee expresses sincere appreciation to the chairpersons, faculty members, and students of the Department of Zoology and Microbiology for their unconditional support, active coordination, and efforts in making the cultural program vibrant and a grand success.
Day 2 of the conference commenced with a technical session 3, which highlighted the importance of integrating traditional ecological knowledge with modern conservation science. Dr. C. Madegowda shared valuable insights into the indigenous knowledge systems of the Soliga tribe and emphasized how traditional ecological practices can contribute significantly towards coexistence and sustainable conservation in the BRT Tiger Reserve landscape. Dr. Chetanna K.S. discussed how anthropogenic landscapes are increasingly reshaping wildlife social systems and species interaction, thereby influencing ecological balance and behavioral adaptations. The subsequent sessions focused on innovative approaches and emerging tools in wildlife research and conservation. Dr. Gururaja KV delivered an engaging lecture on acoustic monitoring techniques for Anurans in the Western Ghats and emphasized the importance of modern analytical tools in ecological monitoring and species conservation. Sri Siddharth Shetty, through his visual storytelling presentation, Ane Parang, shared compelling frontline experiences of human-elephant conflict and coexistence, highlighting the emotional, ecological, and social realities faced by both local communities and wildlife. Dr. Vasant Kumar emphasized the growing role of artificial intelligence and modern technological applications in biodiversity conservation, wildlife monitoring, and ecological data analysis. Throughout the two-day conference, several significant outcomes and messages emerged from the deliberations. The discussions emphasized that human-wildlife conflict is not merely an ecological issue, but also a social, cultural, and management challenge requiring interdisciplinary collaboration and collective responsibility. The importance of habitat conservation, scientific research, indigenous knowledge systems, technological innovations, community participation, policy support, and environmental awareness was repeatedly highlighted as essential for promoting sustainable coexistence between humans and wildlife. The conference also provided an excellent platform for young researchers, students, academicians, and conservation practitioners to present their scientific findings, interact with experts, and build collaborative networks for future conservation initiatives. The active participation and enthusiastic discussion throughout the conference truly reflected the collective commitment towards biodiversity conservation and coexistence. I would also like to place on record our sincere appreciation to the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Kuvempu University, for their dedicated efforts in covering and live streaming the entire conference proceedings, thereby helping the conference reach a wider academic and public audience. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express sincere gratitude to all the dignitaries, invited speakers, chairpersons, co-chairpersons, judges, delegates, participants, faculty members, research scholars, volunteers, non-teaching staff, and supporting staff whose dedicated efforts and valuable contribution made this national conference a grand success. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yoganand, for your detailed report. Every participant brings a unique perspective, and every experience adds a value to the conservation dialogue. As rightly said, many small voices together can create a powerful movement for change. We now invite few participants, delegates, to share their reflections and experience about HWCCBC 2026. First, I welcome Saki Dabi.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank this university to organize this wonderful conference. And this is my first conference after registering PhD, so this is very extra special for me. So first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Vijay Kumar and Dr. Pramod for organizing this very well. Like I constantly messaging him everything that I am living from here, I am from here. Like I have traveled from all the way Junagadh to here, changing 3 buses because I could not find the trains and everything. So it was a bit difficult for me to reach here. But fortunately, we reached very well and we got the very good accommodation. So I would like to thank Dr. Pramod sir. And the food was really amazing. Like I really like food. It was tasty, fresh, and the like on time. So the conference was very informative and well organized. The session were interesting and the speakers shared valuable knowledge and insights. I also appreciate the opportunity to interact with other delegates. I have like make a very good. I met very good people, so I make new connection and everything. So it is really good for me. So it was a good learning experience, and thank you for the organizer and conducting this event successfully. Thank you very much.
I now request any other volunteers who can come and talk, any other delegates who are interested to talk on stage. Please come on stage.
Good evening, all. I am Anish T. Thomas, a PhD scholar from Central University of Karnataka, Department of Social Work. I am working on the area human-wildlife interaction, conflict and coexistence. So 3 weeks before, I got the information about this conference from my co-scholar. At that time onwards, I am preparing for and waiting for this conference. So I had a good time here and got a good insights from the conference, because as from the social work or a social science background, I have a very few knowledge about this biology, wildlife science. But I am my study area also mostly related to that. So this conference is giving a good insight to me. Personally, I striked the sessions by Harish Prakash on his animal decision making in Anthropocene, and Dr. C. Madhagowda sir's indigenous knowledge in tribes, and Guriraj sir's sessions. And I take this time to show my gratitude to Dr. Pramod sir, Amit and Darshan and other friends to show their care and guidance here. Once again, I am thank for this conference and all the effort of the persons behind for the successful conduct of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you to all the participants for sharing your valuable thoughts and experiences. We now move to the remarks by our distinguished chief guest. First, I request Dr. David M. Sir, former professor, Department of Zoology, Karnataka University, Dharwad, to kindly address the gathering. Sir, your contributions to zoological sciences and higher education has inspired generations of students and researchers.
The dignitaries on the dais, Professor Vijay Kumar, Organizing Secretary and President of this function, this valedictory function, Dr. Tippaswamy, Professor of Microbiology, Dr. Satya Prakash, Professor of Journalism and Mass Communication, Mr. Santosh, Range Forest Officer, Bhadra Tiger Project. It is an immense privilege and a deep moving honor to stand
before you in the valedictory of this two-day National Conference on Human-Wildlife Conflict, Coexistence and Biodiversity Conservation. For these 2 days, I hope this program has resonated with facts, field experiences, scientific insights, and share the passion of people who have dedicated their lives to understanding and protecting our natural heritage. I'm grateful to the organizing team, Department of PG Studies and Research in Wildlife and Management, Wimpu University, and Karnataka Forest Department, Bhadra Tiger Reserve, for making the exceptional platform possible. I am very familiar with this department from the date of enlistment. One way or other, I was assigned many assignments related to BOS or BOE or even examination related. I know this department is an emerging department. Really, Dr. Vijay Kumar's, I can say, is a one-man army, and he, with his restless, visionful thoughts, conducting many such programs, really it's a marvelous. At the same time, I'm visiting many other universities and colleges for many such programs. I feel this program is unique. It is an essential, it's a need-based, not only simply for academic, it is a need of an hour. The conference theme, really, really meaningful. I don't want to take much time in this. I will start this statement. I remember the words of the Steve Irwin. We know Steve, who is Steve Irwin. According to, I remember his words, we don't own of our the planet of Earth. Once again, I'll read out this. There is a lot of meaning behind this word. We don't know, we don't own, OWN, own the planet Earth. We belong to it. We belong to it. And we must share it with our wildlife. And we must share it with our wildlife. If you assess this statement, analyze this statement, it is not a philosophical statement. Definitely, it is a scientific fact behind it, and ecological imperative and need and moral responsibility indirectly imbibed in this statement. We know the country, India, have a very diversified, high diversity oriented country, especially for animal kingdom point of view. The country is one of the most extraordinary biodiversity hotspots, home of over 8% of all known species on the earth, housing a largest wild tiger population in the planet, and protecting single largest population of Asian elephants. Yet this very richness is now at the epicenter of one of the conservation's most complex and urgent crisis, that is in human-wildlife conflict. So in this aspect, last 2 days, this conflict aspect, many lectures, many discussions, I hope you understand with many such resource persons, experts. Again, few words I would like to concentrate in this. That is, here, the India is the story of a bit more consequential about the many, especially the hundreds, I can say thousands of conflicts is going on. Especially recent statistics from 2019 to 2024, the elephant attacks 2,700 in human deaths occurs in India. It is a forest statistics data. It very clearly says. At the same time, apart from that, many wild animals in the form of accidents, electrocution, and fencing related. We are losing this wild animals, wildlife in various manner. Even Karnataka also recently, I find this data, the elephant conflicts almost 6,395. At present, this is the number of elephants. This is the highest number in the entire state of the country. The Karnataka state maintaining 6,395 elephants. This is the highest. The tiger population is 393. This is a remarkable information what I said. That means what I want to say here, the programs, like such a programs, awareness programs, along with the other forest departments and Project Tiger, such a forest department also collaborating and expressing the real problems what the wildlife is facing. Definitely it gives a meaningful thoughts for everyone to save, to protect, to conserve the wildlife. Coming to this, the recently one journal, the current World Environmental Journal, the current World Environment 2024, they given a statistics report, the 203,297 geotagged conflicts, wildlife and human conflicts cases are recorded in Karnataka state between 2014 to 2024. Elephants alone, that is conflicts, elephants alone, among this figure, 75% is elephant-related conflicts with human. Of course, remaining things with minor. That's here. The thing is, the conservation strategy. Of course, many policy makers. Even on the other day, Sanjay Gubbi is a very pioneer in this field. I heard his lecture 1 or 2 times. So he explained the reasons and how, etc., etc. Of course, this type of information we gathered here. Anyhow, coming to even in this, I don't want to talk much about the details, except just for example, I'm telling. This Shimoga, even Bhadra Tiger Reserve, it is not only merely tiger reserve, it is a living laboratory of what conservation can achieve. Once again, repeat, Bhadra Wildlife Sanctuary, or Bhadra, is not only merely a tiger reserve, it is a living laboratory of what conservation can achieve. Because when compared to other state informations, the Karnataka state, the wildlife board or wildlife related studies are very much alarming, concentrating much about protection of this wild fauna. Yes, we know this tiger reserve is established or recognized in the year 1998. If you see the history of this, there is a marvelous achievement. It is becoming one of the model reserve in the entire country. That is reported in the Down to Earth magazine. One article is given about the Karnataka wildlife sanctuaries. Among that, they recorded Bhadra wildlife sanctuaries peculiarly. This information, after studying this, really I feel happy. This Bhadra wildlife sanctuary is playing a good role for the conservation aspects. Apart from this, the Bhadra is not only, apart from this, the core zone and buffer zone, particularly the shifting of the human habitats, number 1 in the world. Nearly 4,000 people from 11 villages were voluntarily resettled from this core area, core zone. Then what is the result? The tiger population density is recovered, prey population of sambar and spotted deer dramatically increased, and again, and the reserve today shelter of 35 to 40 tigers, more than 20 leopards, 40 different species of mammals, apart from that other fauna, wild fauna also there. This is when compared to the Bhadra Wildlife Sanctuary with other sanctuaries, it's a great achievement what I feel. That means this sanctuary is more alert. Of course, in this aspect, the students of this wildlife management department were lucky enough. This is the only course in the entire Karnataka State University. This is the only university having this program. There is a lot of awareness is there, lot of opportunities there. Recently, I visited Salim Ali Institute of Ornithology at Pondicherry. The same syllabus, because I know the syllabus of the wildlife biology in the MSc program. The same syllabus, they have the multi programs. The individual students, they are getting maximum knowledge and they are developing their own projects. Particularly a particular wild animal and their life history, food feeding, behavior, breeding, and strategies for conservation, etc., etc. They are studying and giving, telecasting with the national TVs and all, with the high price and all. That's why here also there's a wonderful department, and students can develop in such a manner. Definitely the day will come, you also rise such a level, what my feelings. Coming to the many other things, there are in the beginning, particularly E-Parihara. That program is very much influenced in the Karnataka state. Because even in this aspect, Professor Nagaraja and acoustic monitoring, this lectures already we covered here. And the Soliga tribals and their conservation and their protection and their demography, anthropological aspects, etc. These are neat. And even Professor Vasant Kumar, the use of artificial intelligence, how to monitor, protect, etc. But here, this is my personal opinion, what I want to say. The Minister of Environment and Forest, under the umbrella of these wildlife and conservation aspects, unlike the other departments, the research institutes are not much seen. Say an example of and the fisheries sector, there are 18 national institutes are there. 18 national institutes. Hundreds of scientists are working in different capacities and different objectives. Every 15 days once, every fortnight, one new information is coming. But even this wildlife and conservation and management is one of the essential, unique form. But I don't know why the government of India is not motivating or encouraging or not establishing many more number of research institutes so that new thoughts will come out, new programs will come out. For example, artificial engineering, intelligence, or even new technology. Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, CIFT, they are producing many electronic equipments and identification purpose or whatever different way. That type of developments is needed. Of course, in coming days, also government may be taking initiative to establish many more research institutes. At the same time, the universities and colleges come forward to develop and start at least diploma programs, conservation of wild fauna and flora and medicinal plants, or like this. These things should be started from the base, undergraduate level. Then only we can protect our nature, our natural heritage. That's why this is my personal opinion. What's the reason I don't want to reveal? Even recently, I attended one UPSC meeting, high-level meeting. The selection of IFS officers, Indian forest officers, where there is some lacunae is there. Lacunae in the sense, some of the experts, they given some request to the union government. The IFS officers, almost all, 80 to 90%, they are from the technocrats. They are the IITians and engineers and to some extent doctors. The person who studied the wildlife biology, the person who studied the forestry, the person who studied the agriculture and other related, etc., they are not entering in more number because they are the really studied from the basic level about what is what of the wildlife and conservation, etc., etc. That discussion, of course, I was one of the members for the selection of IFS officers team. In that case, they called me in that meeting. This meeting is the three different committees are framed. This committee, after repeated discussions, after the decisions from this committee, the union government is planning to give some more, some special reservation, like they want to give for the people who are studied UG, PG, PhD in forestry or wildlife or such type of course. This is also serious discussions going on. The decision may not take place immediately in coming days. At the same time, my agony is the last year only, before year, our Karnataka state represents who are selected from the IFS cadre, 7 members. Before year only 4. Only 4. This is diminishing. The number is diminishing. I don't know. The young gentlemen, you people, why not you concentrate such type of exams? UPSC exams, why not you excel? Why don't you enter in the forest? If you are the wildlife biology student who is become a conservator of forest, if you enter in that field, his work, his decisions, his makeup, his monitoring, totally different when compared to the technocrats. This is my personal opinion. Whenever we ask the interviews, they are come from the IITs. They are there from the engineers. They are already in some services. But basic subject studied people are entering in this type of high-level positions are very, very limited. That should be changed. Anyhow, in this matter, again, I don't want to talk much because we know we are the people, we know how to conserve, monitor, and protect the environment. In USA, recently they introduced one new program. Of course, it's aquatic based. Particularly, the seahorse. It's a marine organism, seahorse. This organism critically endemic. To conserve, to protect the species, they introduced a novel technology called as a rancing technology, sea rancing technology. Sea rancing technology. What do you mean by the sea rancing technology? In the sense, they are understood what are the critically endangered species, vulnerable species, corridor species, etc. They list out, and basing on their habitat, etc. They studied. Basing on that, they produce in the laboratory and introduce the young ones in the same habitat. That means these organisms plays a pivotal role in the food chain and food web. We studied biology, people, That's why to avoid the imbalance of the ecosystem, to avoid the ecological niche, energy flow in the ecosystem, this is a wonderful, this is a success. Already this technology is transferring. And one of the experts from the American, who is advised, we will come and give a free training for the Indian scientists, etc. Recently, it is discussions going on. Such type of technology, why not even in the forest ecosystem? Why not in the grassland ecosystem? Why not any other ecosystem in the terrestrial ecosystem, apart from the aquatic? Like this type of things should be think very seriously to protect, to conserve, to monitor our natural heritage, our wild fauna and flora. Coming to, I will end, I don't want to talk much time, I will end with again the statement given by the Steve. According to the word, I have no fear of losing my life. If I have to save a koala, or a crocodile, or a kangaroo, or a snake, I will save it. We may not share the same theoretical style, but we must share that conviction. This planet did not evolve for us alone. This planet did not evolve for us alone. The tiger, the elephant, the hornbill, the Malabar squirrel, they are not competitors for space. They are inheritors of life. Our responsibility is to be worthy of sharing this earth with them. I hope you understand this statement. Finally, this conference, I'm very, after studying, after reading that title of the program, it is amazing. The multi-magnetic interrelated information will be passed on to the common student, the young generations. These three different components are merged together and giving the information to the young and budding scientists here. This conference has highlighted the importance of scientific research, technological innovation, policy intervention, habitat restoration, community participation, and environmental education in addressing these issues. Of course, there are n number of non-government organizations are involving to save to protect to conserve our forest, fauna and flora. But there is a lot of restrictions for them. The laws and legislation which is they hurt and they are not permitted freely to do their own, exercising their own thoughts and ideas in the open forest. Even if you see the biodiversity bill, there is so much of restriction where the NGOs, even they come forward, they are not able to touch, to enter freely. There's a lot of permissions, etc., so that many organizations, voluntary organizations are also, they are not able to move their own. This also, some flexibility is needed in the legislation, laws and legislations of wildlife and conservations. Of course, addressing these issues. Sustainable solution can emerge only when scientists, policymakers, forest officials, local communities, and educational institute work together. Then only we could achieve 100% success. Because there is so much of lack. What I read, these 4 or 5 organizations, they have their own differentiations and ways and means and mode of functioning also. That's why sometimes some policies things, they are these organizations together come and unite and give the voice. Definitely we can achieve a meaningful achievement in the conservation point of view. Yes, in this program, most of the young people are here. I'm especially delighted to see many young researchers and young students actively participating in this conference. My dear young participants, my message is to you. You are the future custodian of our natural heritage. You are our future custodian of our natural heritage. Your research, your innovation, your thinking, your commitment will shape our successfully humanity and navigate the challenges of conservation in the coming decades. I hope you can understand what I'm saying, what my request. Yes, something different. Think something. If you see the Jim Corbett wildlife sanctuary, Jim Corbett, he is expired in the he is a renowned wildlife biologist. While taking the survey, due to some insect bite, he died. After the 15th day, the people are identified in a bad, petrified body. That type of dedication. Today also we have the books. There are 12 books are there. The biodiversity related books. The modern authors are not much concentrating to write such books. Today also we are following the Fauna of British India. Fauna of British India, volume 2, 1 to volume 12. That too, it is available only the oldest libraries only. E-copies are not available. Here also, how you can see the British, why they call as Fauna of British India. Remember, you read one, if you repeat the same sentence, Fauna of British India. Because the fauna is India only. A Britisher will come and make the list. That's why he don't want to leave his country, so that he introduced the word Fauna of British India. That's till date we are following this. But modern scientists, not concentrating much only for molecular biology, only for biotechnology, etc., etc. Then there is a lot of motivation and encouragement for such field, no doubt. But here the risk, for example, People's Biodiversity Record, PBRs. Totally, another day, the forest officer, district forest officer called me, sir, this will be made, please sign it like this. I've never signed. How PPR? Simply a layman is writing these are the animal, like that. Actual survey must be there. What is the PBR of Bhadra, this area, Shimoga University, Tuimpu University? Like the reality is not coming. The people are deviating. That's why many things are merged. Many things are buried. Real things are not exposing. And even the scientists and senior or professors and faculties not ready to, in the sense, there's a risky. Sometimes, simple example I will tell you. One of my students is going to study, doing research for the cobra venom. Cobra venom. He's doing how the venom should be neutralized with the help of plant extract. The cobra venom should be neutralized with the plant extract. We identify the plants. Everything basic research, basic work we prepared ready. We approached the government of Karnataka to provide 1 gram of permission to take 1 gram of cobra venom. They called us, come on, give the PPT presentations. My friends, 3 times I've been there and presented the research purpose only. There is no other purpose behind it, only for the research purpose. I chosen some medicinal plants. If that plant extract, if you use the poison, a cobra bitten patient, immediately you can recover. That is our aim. That is our motto. But government of Karnataka, they are not given permission. 1.5 years that boy is struggled and struggled. Later we approached government of Tamil Nadu. They also say, they asked, sir, come and presentation. Yes, a research scholar been and presented. No, you guide, let your research supervisor come and present. Then I've been to there and presented. But luckily they accepted. They are permitted to use 2 grams of cobra venom in a particular firm only. We took that. We are doing the research. Here, my point is, my agony is here. The researchers are not free enough to do. If you go and take the water sample in the nearby polluted water, that factory fellow will come and threatening the research scholars. Even the Kauli River, one of our research students, they want to collect some water sample. The people came and attacked them. This is the scenario. Then where? That's why these are the constraints are there. Anyhow, the students have to work. You have to think differently. Should not think only for the stereotypic way of research. Stereotypic way of research. That doesn't help you. That purpose doesn't solve. That's why be please active. Your innovation, your commitment, your very, very need of an hour. So I thank the authority on behalf of, I thank the organizer. Professor Vijay Kumar is my best friend, and he is a man of vision. He will bring this department. Definitely it goes heights and heights. Sometimes I saw that the basic subjects like zoology, botany, the strength is diminishing. But the wildlife, you never hear the wildlife biology, particularly Tuimpu University, strength is not diminished or reduced because of his restless, visionful thinking and implementing his policies in this department. Yes, I thank Vijay Kumar and the entire team for their extraordinary effort in bringing together this wealth of scholarship and commitment. I thank the Tuimpu University leadership, the Karnataka Forest Department, and Bhadra Reservoir, Tiger Reserve for their vision and partnership. I thank everyone, and I thank the authorities given this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Next, I invite Shri Santosh Surimat, sir, Range Forest Officer, Bhadra Tiger Reserve, Lakavalli, to share his valuable remarks. Sir, your field experience reflects dedication, courage, and commitment towards wildlife conservation and coexistence.
Thank you. All the dignitaries on the dais, good evening to all of you. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಜೂಬ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಅವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ PCC ಆಫ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಿನ್ನೆನೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಅದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಜಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜಿಂದ. ಆ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡೇಟರ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್, ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸಿಟೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್. ಫೈನಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಡೌನ್ ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್, ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ರೇಂಜ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್. ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚೇ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ನ ಕುವೆಂಪು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಇದೇ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋಣ. ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಭದ್ರಾ ಟೈಗರ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸಿಂದ ಈ ಥರ ಎಂಥದೇ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಇನ್ 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 ಆಲ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ವೇಸ್. ಸರ್ ಏನೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೈ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್. ನಾವು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಎರಡೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಕಸ್ಟೋಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಸ್ ಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ಸೆಡ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎರಡೇ ಇದೆ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ಯು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ. ಯು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್, you come with some better suggestions, I will follow it up. Or what is option B you have? Any other guess? You become my senior officer, pass one exam, become my superior officer, give me directions, do this, definitely I will do. Okay, hope that ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ, ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಫ್ಯೂ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀವು ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟೆಂಡೆಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Next, I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join for the felicitation ceremony of Professor Dr. David M. Sir. On behalf of Department of Wildlife and Management, we extend our heartfelt felicitation to Professor Dr. David M., former Professor, Department of Zoology, Karnataka University, for his outstanding contribution to the academic and student community throughout his distinguished career. Sir has inspired countless students and scholars through his dedication, knowledge, humility, and commitment towards higher education and research. His service to the field of zoology and his guidance to the young minds will always be remembered with great respect and admiration. Professor Dr. David M. retired from service on April 30th, and on this special occasion we wish his superannuation life to be very happy, healthy, peaceful, and prosperous. This new journey brings him joy, good health, and many memorable moments with family and well-wishers. Retirement is not the end of a journey, but the beginning of new and meaningful chapter of life. Thank you. We now have the honor of inviting Professor Vijay Kumara sir, Organizing Secretary and President of this valedictory function, to deliver the presidential remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor David sir, my close friends Professor Tippeswamy and Professor Satya Prakash, and another close friend and officer Suresh Santosh sir, RFO Bhadra Tiger Reserve Lekpolli, and off the dais on the way, all the way from Mysore, Professor Raju sir, and my classmate and my friend T.H. Associate Professor KSOU, Vadiraj, Anil from JSS,
Vasant Kumar sir from Badravati, Prakash Karyajan, and another my batchmate. I forget to tell your name. Somshekar. So I always used to say Somu. Somshekar and my student Basuraj from Raichur University. And my dear students, fellow participants, and Forest Department officials. As outset, as the organizing secretary of this conference, I stand before you with immense happiness, gratitude, and a deep sense of satisfaction. The successful completion of this national conference on human-wildlife conflicts, coexistence, biodiversity conservation is not merely the end of a two-day academic event. It is the beginning of stronger discussions, deeper collaborations, and meaningful action toward conservation. This conference was organized with a clear purpose to bring together science, field experience, policy, perspectives, community concerns, and young research minds on one common platform. Human-wildlife conflict is one of the most serious challenges of the present time, especially in biodiversity-rich landscapes like Karnataka. It affects people, wildlife, forests, agriculture, livelihoods, and conservation management. Therefore, this conference aimed to create a space where knowledge could find reality and where research could contribute to practical solutions. During these 2 days, we witnessed, as informed by Mr. Yoganand on his conference report, in excellent plenary talks, keynote addresses, innovative lectures, very good technical sessions, oral presentations, poster presentations, online presentations, and interactive discussions. Each session added value to the theme of this conference. The plenary and keynote speaker provided broader vision and scientific direction, while the invited speakers and resource persons shared valuable research insights and field experiences. The technical sessions gave an opportunity for researchers, students, and young scholars to present their work and receive constructive feedback. I sincerely thank all the plenary speakers. I don't mention any names, so many names are there. And also keynote speakers, invited speakers, all the resource persons, chairpersons and co-chairpersons of oral presentation session and poster sessions, moderators, rapporteurs, and judges for their valuable contribution and their help to complete this 2 days national conference. Your guidance, expertise, and encouragement have enriched the academic quality of this conference. I also congratulate all the oral presenters, poster presenters, research scholars, young scientists, students, and participants for presenting their research with confidence and commitment. Your work reflects the future of wildlife science and the biodiversity conservation. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sarath Ananthamurthy, Registrar Hemant, University officers, and the entire Kuvempu University administration for their constant encouragement and support. I also sincerely thank the Karnataka Forest Department, Chikmagalur Circle, Badra Tiger Reserve, Sri Kumar Pushkar Sir, IFS, PCCF Government of Karnataka, Sri Yashpal Kshirsagar, CF, and Sri Pulkit Meena, DCF of Badra Tiger Reserve for their guidance, cooperations, and collaborations. This partnership between Kuvempu University and the Forest Department has made this conference more meaningful and connected to real life challenges. I gratefully acknowledge our sponsors and supporters. Without them, this conference is not possible. ANR of New Delhi, Badra Tiger Reserve, JSW Ballari, Poor Wildlife Society, CORD, Jain Chemicals, and all well-wishers for their valuable support and encouragement. A conference of this scale cannot be successful without teamwork. I place on record my sincere appreciation to all faculty members. I don't mention names. You are only 6 faculty members. Their effort made this conference a beautiful and a successful one. All the organizing committee members, my research scholars, and my dear students. Those who are involved in the advisory committee, volunteers, students, non-teaching staff, technical team, registration team, certificate committee, hospitality team, accommodation team, transport coordinators. Dr. Pramod did a very excellent job to accommodate all the participants in our university guest house and nearby lodges. Drivers, media, and photography team, credit goes to General Team Doreswamy and team because of they did 2 days live stream, food committee, and Guljar, I think Guljar, those who made a very good food for 2 days. He is from Bhadravati, housekeeping staff, and every person who worked silently behind the scene. Your dedication, discipline, and tireless efforts made this conference very successful, and it is very possible. I especially appreciate the students and volunteers who worked from morning to evening with great energy and responsibility. Their commitment reflects the strength of our department and the spirit of Coimbatore University. I extend my sincere thanks to all my dear students. As we conclude this conference, I strongly feel that this conference should not remain only as a completed program. The discussions held here must lead to future research, collaborations, publications, field-based solutions, awareness programs, and stronger conservation action. Let this conference become a starting point of continued work on human-wildlife coexistence and biodiversity conservation. Once again, I thank each and every one of you, your presence, support, contribution, and goodwill. I wish all the participants a safe journey back and continued success in their academic and conservation work. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and meaningful presidential remarks. We now move to the important session of this certificate distribution ceremony. Recognition inspires responsibility and appreciation encourages excellence. Certificates are not just merely documents, they symbolize participation, contribution, dedication, and learning. I now invite Ms. Kulmuda KB, Research Scholar, Department of Wildlife and Management, Coimbatore University, to conduct the certificate distribution ceremony.
Thank you, Chandana. Now we shall begin with the oral presentation awards, session-wise. May I request the awardee to kindly come forward and receive the award and certificates. First, for the technical session 1, the first prize is awarded to Amrita S. Amrita S on her topic, Butterfly Diversity in Different Ecological Habitats of Tumkuru. I'll announce the second prize for the technical session 1. Akash Subhakar on his topic, Exploring Pigment Producing Soil Fungal Diversity and Ecological Interaction in the Western Ghats Biodiversity Hotspots of Shimoga. I request Akash Subhakar to come on stage. So now we are moving to the technical session 2. In the technical session 2, the first award goes to Karthik NJ for his topic, Breeding Ecology and Conservation Significance of River Tern Colonies in Bhadra Reservoir, Karnataka. And the second prize goes to Hitesh ND for his topic, Patterns of Mortality in Captive Zoo Animals, a retrospective analysis of causes, seasonality and taxa. Hitesh D. Technical session 3, the first prize awarded to Arun A. Shah for his topic on spatial and socio-ecological drivers of human sloth-bear conflict across a contrasting landscape in India. Second prize goes to Inisha Prajapati, Restoration for Sloth Bear Conservation, a cluster plantation approach to improve connectivity and food resource in North Gujarat. So next, technical session 4. The first prize goes to Tej Timmaya BJ for his topic on utilization of e-waste. And second prize to Saki Dabi for our topic on dietary influence on gut microbiota of wild sloth bears. And we have one more second prize in this session. Aparna R for our presentation on colorimetric lamp for rapid field deployable molecular wildlife identification. Aparna R. So now we have poster presentation awards. For the poster presentation 1, the first prize goes to Nandish Gurubasajjar on his poster isolation, characterization and optimization of polyhydroxy butyrate production. Nandish Gurubasajjar. And second prize to Srushti SP, AV Funnel Diversity in Wetland and Rural Ecosystem of Central Karnataka. Srushti SP. And we have another second prize to Chaitra GS for our poster on zoo-based education and outreach programs for enhancing conservation awareness and human-wildlife coexistence. Chaitra GS. And for the poster presentation session 2, we have the first prize to Stuti A. Rao. Stuti A. Rao on her presentation behavioral plasticity driving cannibalism in Acrea Terpsicora caterpillars. And second prize to Nemi Raja, barriers to internal communication in managing human-wildlife conflict. Another second prize to Shreya Shivani on her poster behavioral analysis of elephants in the context of human-wildlife conflict. For the poster session 3, the first prize goes to Lakshmisha BK for his poster legal awareness, compliance and conservation gaps among snake rescue in Karnataka under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. And the second prize to Gauri Chowdhury for our poster on identification and mapping of human-wildlife conflict hotspots. So now we have awards to online oral presenters. For the online oral presentation, the first prize goes to Amina Misbah for our presentation on studies on effects of prebiotic supplements on silkworm bombaxi mori, a bioenergetic approach. And second prize to, we have one more first prize to Rudra Prasad Banerjee for his work on conflict to coexistence, understanding human-elephant interaction and its mitigation measures in South Bengal. And second prize to Uma Devi KM for her work on sustainable removal of heavy metals from Alsur Lake water using aquatic plant-based phytoremediation. And we have one more second prize for the online presenters, Pavitra Revadi, for our presentation on a successful case study of translocating coexisted female leopard in Gaurwal village under the Kuknur range, Koppal, Karnataka. So thank you all.
So certificates, you can collect it after the valedictory function. Now I request few participants' names to collect their certificates. I request Prakash Karajan, our sir, to come and collect his certificate. Vasuraj sir. So I request all the participants and presenters to collect their certificate and the registration desk after the valedictory function.
Thank you all. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. To propose the
heartful gratitude to everyone who contributed to the successful meaningful academic and conservation initiatives. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sharath Anantamurthy sir, in his absentia. I sincerely extend my respectful thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Professor David M. Sir, former senior professor, Department of Zoology, Karnataka University, Dharwad. And deliberations over these 2 days, the importance of human wildlife coexistence and biodiversity conservation in the present context. I express my special gratitude to the Karnataka Forest Department, Chikmagaluru Circle, and Bhadra Tiger Reserve for their valuable collaboration and support in organizing this conference successfully. This partnership between the academic institution and field conservation agencies has added immense strength and relevance to this program. I also gratefully acknowledge our sponsors and supporters, ANRF, Bhadra Tiger Reserve, JSW, Bellary, Coorg Wildlife Society, CORD, and Jain Chemicals for their gracious support and encouragement. A very special note of appreciation goes to Professor Vijay Kumara sir, organizing secretary of the conference, for his dedication, leadership, and tireless effort in planning and organizing this conference successfully. Thank you, sir. I also wholeheartedly thank all the faculty members, non-teaching staffs, research scholars, volunteers, and students of the Department of Wildlife and Management who worked tirelessly behind the scene. Their hard work, coordination, discipline, and commitment ensured the smooth conduct of every sessions and program. I extend my sincere thanks to media team, technical team, hospitality committee, transportation committee, and everyone who directly or indirectly contributed to the successful completion of this conference. Finally, I thank all the participants and delegates for your enthusiastic participation and active involvement, which made this conference vibrant, interactive, and meaningful. I hope the idea, discussion, and collaboration initiated during this conference will continue beyond this platform and contribute positively towards the wildlife conservation, biodiversity protection, and sustainable coexistence. Once again, I thank each and every one of you for your presence, support, and contribution. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ari sir. As we conclude this memorable conference, let us remember wildlife can't speak for itself. Therefore, we must and we will. The discussion, ideas, and collaborations initiated here should continue as action, awareness, and research behind this conference hall.
On behalf of Coimbatore University and Department of Wildlife and Management, we express our heartfelt gratitude to all dignitaries, guests, forest officials, resource persons, researchers, students, volunteers, sponsors, and participants. May the spirit of coexistence continues to guide us towards a future where humans and wildlife thrive together in harmony.
Thank
you all. Have a wonderful evening and safe journey to